I thank the representative of Estonia for his statement. I now give the floor to the representative of Indonesia.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, Excellencies, dear colleagues. Let me begin by thanking the Dominican Republic for bringing the youth, peace and security agenda forward, even in this difficult moment. And also to bid a happy Freedom Day to South Africa, to Jerry. With Batik, you are really truly free. That is one important point. Now, I also would like others to thank the Secretary General as well as many of the briefers, the envoy on youth, Ms. Ola of Thais, as well as Mr. Gatwa of South Juba for updating us on important progress on the ground and gaps pertaining to the YPS agenda. I would like to highlight the importance of unity, solidarity, and renewed multilateral cooperation to address the current COVID-19 global pandemic. This crisis requires active participation of multi-stakeholders, including youth. We commend all young persons who work courageously as health workers, refugee workers, young citizens, and Samaritans on the front line to fight this pandemic. Now, Mr. President, taking stocks of Resolution 2250 and 2419, respectively, clearly highlights the invaluable role of young people in preventing conflicts and sustaining peace. Unfortunately, violence has squashed the future of a quarter of the global youth population. We believe that their aspirations should be heard, particularly through a series of dialogue to strengthen their meaningful participation. Youth should not simply be the subject, but also decision makers. Youth from Thais, Yemen, to Juba, South Sudan, from all parts of the world, should be supported by the international community. In this regard, allow me to highlight several pertinent points on this matter. First, youth participation can increase the legitimacy and sustainability of peace efforts. Their voice matters to promote mutual trust and understanding. Leaving them out of the equation leads to an imbalanced approach to peace. It may create a perception of injustice and deepen existing challenges to peace. A bigger role in sustaining peace gives them a sense of belonging and a place to engage in a constructive manner. On the second point, enhancing their social awareness and opportunities. Indonesia's current democratic system would have never taken place without the youth participation and movements. Youth drive our social progress and inspire political changes in a democratic direction. In the period of 2019-2024, many members of our national parliaments are under 30-year-old. Last year, the President of Indonesia also appointed several young people into prominent positions within the government to advise and to provide fresh and innovative ideas as well as sound advice. They are not only beneficiary of development, but also mover, influencer, and driver of development in Indonesia. When they are provided with opportunities, youth all around the world, capacity building and quality education, youth can become powerful social changes and engines for peace. Third point, youth as an agent of change in their local communities. Engaging youth within their communities is vital in building sustainable peace and countering violent extremist narratives that may incite terrorist acts. In 2019, we hosted the regional workshop on establishing Youth Ambassador for Peace against terrorism and violent extremism to build network and spread positive messages in social media. The more youths are engaged, the less they are vulnerable to extremism. Thus, we believe in the importance of meaningful dialogue between youth and local religious leaders. Last year, Indonesia organized, I quote, Santri for Peace, unquote, which brought youth religious actors to promote dialogue and foster understanding in a diverse community. Mr. President, we would like to echo what the Secretary General called for action on youth, peace, and security, on the need to do more for youth, on the need to invest and to take into account the human rights perspective. We cannot We cannot afford to exclude youth for the sake of peace, now and in the future. Together with youth, we will find a way to take a leap reaching for future advancement. By engaging youth and young women, we are better to understand the situation on the ground and gain their trust. We are stronger to prevent conflict. We are sharper to find solutions in sustaining peace. Lastly, in this time of COVID, it, it becomes more apparent and pertinent for youth to be involved in the development process, since they will also be severely affected. The data of UNFPA of March 2020 shows that more than 860 million children and young people affected by COVID-19 globally. And as youth shall inherit the world, it is their rights and solemn duty to be part and parcel in creating a new world post-COVID-19. Investing in youth, we will have peace, we will have development, we will rebound from COVID-19 hand in hand with our youth. They are not only influencers, but actors shaping the future. In closing, I want to quote the first Indonesian president, President Sukarno, when he presented with the famous quote. I quote, "Give me 1,000 old men, I will undoubtedly rip Mount Semeru from its root. Give me 10 youths, I will undoubtedly save the world." Thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative of Indonesia for his statement. I will